Nature on the Hill is democracy in action. This is showing people that they can come to Ottawa, they can talk to their elected officials, and they can make a difference.
We've identified about 1,000 nature groups across the country, and we thought that there would be a really great opportunity to bring them all to Ottawa together, both to build connective tissue between their own organizations for more collaboration, but also to have them raise their voice in unison with shared messages delivered to our members of parliament, senators, and ministers alike.
To impress upon them the importance of them taking political leadership and responsibility to protect nature in the name of Canadians.
It's really exciting to have Nature Day on the Hill with Nature Canada and lots of other nature-based and biodiversity-focused organizations across Canada advocating for biodiversity and climate change. They're important issues and important assets that we've got to protect, and it's important that we sit down together and talk about mutual priorities.
So many of us are doing very place-based work, as I am in British Columbia, but I think the federal government needs to hear a united voice from those of us working on the ground.
Events like Nature on the Hill are so important. Having representatives from all across the country come here and be able to meet with their MP so that they understand the conservation challenges and priorities that we have right across the country.
It is so important that we remain the human contact and that we exchange experience. We see that we have many common goals.
Amazing to be able to sit down with the senator. Gave us some really great concrete advice. You feel so energized after a meeting like that.
It was really valuable to hear her insights, and also exciting that she wanted to co-author an op-ed with us.
I think in-person meetings and hearing the commitment and passion that people have make a huge difference when they're advocating like this on different things, biodiversity and investments in nature.
I wanted to be able to write something down that was accountable, and so I asked, would she contact other MPs? She said yes, and I asked her to put something in her local communication within her own constituency, and she said yes.
The momentum is here. We need to keep building on the momentum, and we were encouraged by our meeting today in that regard.
Probably met about 12 ministers over the last couple of days. These are people that are making the policies, they're deciding where money goes, but they're not the boots on the ground. NGOs are in that space, and First Nations people are in that space. It needs to be led by them, because they're the true owners and the caretakers of the lands and waters.
Donc, je suis ici pour représenter la voix de la jeunesse. Je pense que nous avons une perspective qui est distincte d'autres membres canadiens et c'est important que sa représentation est là.
Très intéressant aussi d'avoir une jeune femme qui est présente pour nous parler de l'implication des jeunes dans la protection de la biodiversité et comment le gouvernement fédéral peut mieux les impliquer dans le travail qu'ils font pour la biodiversité.
As a youth delegate who's never done this before, there were moments where I felt a bit intimidated, but I still found the chance to contribute where I could.
You know, I can imagine why it's an intimidating place, but it shouldn't be. MPs are just ordinary human beings. People who care about the environment can make a difference by coming here and talking to us. And a face-to-face meeting is the best way to do that.
My primary agenda will be environmental justice and trying to make sure that the National Biodiversity Strategy includes everyone, including Black and Brown communities, marginalized communities.
It's easy for us here in Ottawa, living in our little glass bubble, to look down and say what other people should be doing. I really do believe in grassroots movements where they're seeing these changes, where they're living these changes, and coming up with environmental solutions and how we can work together collaboratively.
It's been a great experience. It's always really nice to meet our colleagues from across Canada and share experiences and tips and tricks. It's a really great event, especially for smaller organizations such as Nature Newfoundland and Labrador.
J'ai rencontré quand même plusieurs personnes finalement à travers les 2-3 jours de l'événement. Oui, certainement, je pense qu'on va garder contact entre nous, puis ça peut effectivement mener à des collaborations là, dans le futur.
It is in the nature of a democracy that legislators can only and will only listen to the voices that are speaking up. As people who have a vision for the public good, it's our responsibility to take democracies from the streets to Parliament. Decisions are always better if they are made by and with people from across our country. These are ordinary Canadians who are reclaiming Canadian politics in the name of nature
I think it's really important for people who understand nature and appreciate the intrinsic value of every single living thing to come and talk to their members of parliament.
One of the things that I've heard a number of times from different MPs is, we don't hear enough from you. To my colleagues in the nature community, take a little time, maybe step a little bit out of your comfort zone and just send a message. We need you now more than ever before. Nature needs you now more than ever before.